Hello, my name is Michael Garrick, and this is the PoppinCulture podcast. My guest today is comedian Matt Pennington. We're going to be discussing sports and how it's influenced pop culture. But before we do, I love when I have comedians on the show. A lot of people focus on like bombing and people doing bad, but I like to focus on people succeeding. So when was the first time you killed, and how did it feel?
The first time I killed, so it was last November, 2019 or whatever. And it was my fourth time on stage, but the weekend before, it was a Tuesday at Art Bar down here in Columbia. The weekend before, I had, me and my buddy got into a little bit of an argument, and I'd kind of get carried away when I'm talking like that. Okay. And I'm looking back at him, and I'm yelling at him, telling him that we messed up on our chance with girls. So I was blaming him for it, telling him that it's his fault. And then I turn around at the last second and walk right into a pole.
Oh, no.
Get like a golf ball size spot on my head. And then the next day, I was like, do I probably have a concussion? Yeah, but fuck it. Let's go. The next day, I'm at a tailgate and Waka Flocka is performing.
Okay.
And it was really cool, but I've never been in a worst crowd environment. I've gone to a million concerts, and it was just so aggressive. And I saw about 20 people just falling on me, and I was like, there's no way that I can get out of this. And then 4 people fell on top of me, and I smacked my head on the ground. So I got a really bad concussion, low-key. And then because I got one Friday night, one Saturday night, so it added up to a solid concussion. And then I wasn't supposed to go out drinking or anything, but I was had just started stand up. My last set before that was awful. So then I was screw this, I'm going out. I wore sunglasses on stage because the light was literally so bright. And then I was just so loose and in such I just want to do stand up moment that it was better than I need to make this joke work. It was dude, I just want to see if I can still think straight on stage. Not that I even could before, but, and then, I don't know, that was the first time I tasted what doing well was a couple of my bits hit, and then I told the story of the concussion too, with just jokes about all the different characters in it, and it was good. I've done better since then, but that was the first time that I was oh, I tasted it, got high.
Nice. Yeah.
It's
very addictive.
Very addictive. What about you? What was your first time?
In my opinion, I'm still chasing it. I feel like I've done well, but I'm a very hard critique on myself. Mm-hmm. So I just haven't felt that kill mode yet. I know when I'm doing well, but I'm just waiting for that moment where I can be yeah, I killed that. That everything nailed it. Everything was that laugh that I wanted.
Yeah. I came shy of that late November. I did really good at my buddy brought me out to this show. Shout out Sir Alex. He throws him at Sully's up in Maryland, and I didn't even know if I was gonna get time. I woke up, I couldn't see straight. I was so hungover from the night before. My buddy was like, "Yo, let's go," and I went up, and I just him and I talked out what I was gonna do a little bit. Shout out Justo, and I don't know. I just went up and it was a really good set. Everything was working, and I had quit cigarettes for 5 days. So I
congrats.
attribute that to the clarity of 5 days.
Yeah.
Smoked one on the way over, but I attribute the clarity of not smoking cigarettes to that set.
I jumped the gun so hard. I was like, yeah, girl. Oh, okay.
Yeah, nah. It's not too bad. I'm just down here in Columbia for a little bit, so it's why not drink a little bit?
Yeah.
Drink, smoke a couple cigarettes, hang out with people, but
man,
these things happen.
So we're gonna get into the topic, guys. But before we do, I am 8 months sober. But the worst thing about being sober is I drink non-alcoholic beers, but I don't.
You ever drink the Heineken Zeros?
Yep.
Are those good?
Yeah.
I've heard those are good.
They're good.
Okay,
but
cool.
for me, if it's ever over $3, I just order water because
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I buy it for the house, but that's different. That's $8 pack for the house. But when I go out, if it's over $3, I won't buy it. But the only bad part is they don't have non-alcoholic beer. I'll order sometime a virgin drink, and I hate to sound sexist, man, but as a man, it's hard to order a non-alcoholic drink. Like, it's hard because I have to whisper it. Like if it's a male bartender, I just want to order.
Can I get a first and old fashioned?
But the funniest story was I was in Rock Hill. This happened about a month and a half ago. I said, "Can I get a virgin tequila sunrise?" No lie, man. The bartender was like, "No, sir, our drinks be fucking." I was like, "Okay." I said, "Okay, ma'am, that's true. Let me get this water and let me get this water and walk off with my pride." To go back to killing, has anything you've done before felt that way?
Like before stand up?
Like before killing, like in general, the first time you killed, has anything you've done before felt that way?
Not really.
So far, when it comes to male comedians, I am 27 out of 29. Sex was the answer.
Yeah, but sex is fucking dope. Like, I mean, I'm not as good at comedy as how good of sex I've had. Like, if I was Bill Burr, Dave Chappelle, or somebody like that, then yeah, maybe. But like, we're not actually. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just at least how, because I'm a hard critic on myself. Okay. I know that I'm not getting the fullest high out of it, so it's like these are hand jobs that we're getting down here right now. We're gonna be fucking later, but I don't know. It's I do get that but what it is because it's almost more like a female orgasm. You get waves. It's not just one big explosion, which like one-liner comedians, I guess, but like you don't go 20 rounds in one night. No. Like with 20 one-liners in 5 minutes. It's like it's more female in that way. I guess it's because we feed attention, but like I don't know.
That's a good way to put it. I like that. That was exactly the way. Yeah, that's the way to compare it. That's true. Yeah.
And we don't know what that is as male comedians, so I guess it's just
we could be totally
us getting in touch with our feminine side,
You're right. We could be totally wrong. Like a woman be listening, like they have no idea.
Yeah,
waves,
exactly.
Waves. Who are they been?
They're spikes.
Yeah. All right. To jump into the topic, you chose sports. Any special reason?
So I'm a Ravens fan, and very recently, I know this will come out a little bit later, but it's fine. It'll still be cool. I might look like an idiot because I'm a Ravens fan, and if we don't win the Super Bowl,
you can move the mic a little bit closer if you want.
Word. If we don't win the Super Bowl, then whatever. I think we're gonna win the Super Bowl, and I don't know, just the. I guess Juju Smith-Schuster is when I really started thinking about it. Like you had never seen players in the NFL at least do outside of Antonio Brown, but that's different than what Juju does. And AB's kind of just more so like a little bit more like an unstable type person. You know what I mean?
Do you know who Michael Irvin was?
Well, yeah, but there was just less social media and everything.
True, you didn't see it. You didn't know.
You're not tweeting out like crazy shit, and there's not videos of like what you did. You know what I mean? If we had videos of Michael Irvin, oh my god,
it's a whole different legacy. Yeah,
he'd be Mike Tyson. The Mike Tyson story. I'm just not actually.
Okay, I don't remember him hitting women. I was like, that's a hard one.
I don't know, man. He used to do a lot of cocaine. Those girls probably kept their mouths shut. Maybe. I don't know. Different time. I'm not Michael Irvin. If you ever see this, I'm not saying that you did anything.
Me at PoppinCulture, don't.
A disclaimer.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Juju just going and dancing on everyone's logo before every game. It's just like
it's real like Terrell Owens-ish.
Yeah, and look at where like T.O. didn't get everything. He almost won the Super Bowl on a broken leg for the Eagles as a wide receiver, which is unheard of. But that was the highest high of his career, and then he played another 7 or 8 years that just like didn't really. You see a flash of it every once in a while. And it really died after the Cowboys, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I still believe he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I hate that they took so long, but yeah, he definitely deserved it.
Yeah, and if he didn't break that leg, I mean, who's to say that he wouldn't have? I'm doubling back on my point. Sometimes shit like that inspires you. Like, oh, I got to play on a broken leg. I'm really going to go all out. Like, I don't care. Fuck it. But I don't know. Maybe if he was playing on a good leg, he wouldn't have cut as hard.
Sure.
Shit like that is just funny. So, like, if Michael didn't have the flu, would he have played as good type of thing?
Wait, you didn't watch the show?
I watched a little bit. No, but I'm saying if
he didn't have the flu.
What did he have?
Apparently the town he was in.
If he wasn't ill.
Okay.
He was food poisoned or whatever with the pizza. Yeah. If he wasn't ill, maybe he wouldn't have put the team on his back so hard. Like, it's that back against the wall mentality that brings out like the best of you almost. Yeah. I don't know.
And we just dropped some names that, like, when it comes to pop culture, you can't talk about that sport without talking about them.
Yeah.
So they definitely influenced very well. Before we get off the topic of football, because you brought it up, and this might be super biased, but when it comes to the legacy of football, who do you think is more important? Out of these two, not in total, but do you think Brett Favre or Tom Brady, when it comes to the history of football, it attains to pop culture? Which one do you think means more?
We'll do those Wranglers commercials. Iconic. But
hilarious.
You know what's really funny, dude? The guy that they found in Capitol Hill with his feet up on the desk looks smack like Brett Favre.
Yes.
Dude, if you throw an edit of that right here, bro, he looks smack like Brett Favre. Like, Wranglers, raid the Capitol. Do whatever you want. Live free.
You know, the sad part is I'm pretty sure their sales go up.
Yeah, I bet.
If they do that, the sales would go up.
If you made that meme, people would be like, and you send it to the right 75 million people, they'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm buying Wranglers.
Yeah, every Walmart is sold out in a matter of hours. Like,
yeah. And then it's back over to George's. But
we discussed.
Yeah, I think Tom Brady probably. But then it's also like with Tom Brady, it's the Patriots. I mean, Tom proved this season at certain points that he is still Tom.
Yeah, if he wins the Super Bowl, man,
then it's a wrap.
Yeah, Bill Belichick is
great coach,
great cheater. Yeah.
Right. That's like Nick Saban. Even though he has the best players in college football, he always has the best system.
Yeah.
Like even when you have like Clemson has to have a Trevor Lawrence to stand a chance against Alabama.
Yeah.
In Alabama, you see a team like that, they don't pop off on social media. Yeah. They don't do any dumb shit. And look at how well-rounded their team is, and they all like fight for each other.
I agree. Like you said, Clemson has to have Trevor Lawrence. Even go as simple as Auburn has to have Cam Newton.
Yeah. Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah.
It's just Trey Mason who was the running back for Auburn?
I can't remember. But I'm just saying, you'd be surprised, just having a star player can change the team completely.
For sure. Yeah. And then Deshaun Watson beat Alabama or Ohio State back in the day, too, when he was on Clemson. But it's quarterback.
Yes, he did, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have a nasty quarterback. Like a running back, like when J.K. Dobbins was on Ohio State, he's not going to beat Alabama. He didn't beat Clemson.
No.
You know what I mean? It just wasn't going to work. But, I don't know. It's one thing that I was thinking about when I was thinking about sports. It's just kind of wild how much it really influences culture. Like, me and my friends would play basketball, fucking around, and one of our friends was, slow and wouldn't really do anything, and he would just shoot threes, and we started calling him Larry Bird. And now his name is forever Larry. The fact that he just played the same, and he ended up with the same name as him, I don't know. It just goes to show how much of an influence that sports have. I don't know.
You think Larry only shot threes?
Nah, but that was just our joke of it.
I got you.
And he started to wear a Larry Bird jersey and shit all the time.
He put that on himself.
He bought in for sure. He was down with it.
He was like, "This is the only way I'm going to get accepted. Let me."
That's how we literally. If I call him, I'll be like, "Yo, Larry, what's up?" I don't call him Austin anymore. Almost.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he completely changed his name to just because that guy was famous, which is kind of it's crazy that sports have such an influence on our life because, they don't really mean anything. I love watching sports. It's so fun and so entertaining. But when you think about it, it's you go to base human instinct. That's not putting food on my plate watching a game. If anything, I'm paying a cable bill.
Yeah, unless you gamble.
Yeah, and that can be beneficial. But even then, gambling's a slippery slope.
Yeah, because I'm a big mixed martial arts fan. And I'm a big mixed martial arts fan, and I loved it just for the sports aspect. But I've gambled I've won $3,000 in total in the last 3 years. But I'd never forget the most I ever bet was $1,000. I won, but I just remember
what was it, a fight?
Yeah, it was John Jones versus Anthony Smith.
Oh, okay.
And it's do you remember watching that fight at all?
I don't remember. I got into the UFC like within the past 2 years ish, kind of. I don't remember the fight.
It's a part of that fight at the end. It's like the fourth round. I want to say, John Jones hits him with like a very illegal strike. Like you're not supposed to hit anybody when their knees on the ground.
Yeah.
And he catches him in the head, like clear. It's like clear cut illegal. And the only thing Anthony Smith has to say is, I can't fight anymore, and the fight's over. That's all he has to say. And all I'm thinking is my $1,000 just because John Jones is winning the fight. Like, there's no doubt. He's beating the guy up.
And it's just one of those John Jones things where he goes, nah, I'm going to demolish you.
Yeah. But, like, it was clearly illegal. Like, I think even if John Jones had to look at it on rewind, it'd be like, yeah. After the fight, John Jones actually said, I owe the guy a beer because, Anthony Jones was like, Anthony Smith, I'm sorry. Anthony Smith was just like, no, come on, let's go. And I just remember just thinking like, wow, that 1,000 could have left my account just that quick. But
but Anthony Smith is not a bitch.
Yeah, and shout out to Anthony Smith for real. I mean, he got dominated in that fight, but I just remember being like, ooh, thank God.
He's a real motherfucker.
Yes,
that's for sure.
He is, man. Shout out to that guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to John too, man. That steroid thing is we'll get over it. But
John, he's just one of those. John's different. Like, and you're never going to hold down someone like John. Like, the story of him when he was at Albuquerque, like, outside shooting guns drunk, I was like, that seems like some shit John Jones should be doing right now, still. Like, when he's not fighting and in camp, I mean, he shouldn't be getting too drunk. Let's not just, like, get out of shape. But, like, John Jones is one of those guys where he's just kind of do whatever the fuck he wants. And anytime he steps in the ring, he's still a killer.
Yes.
Like.
Yeah, like, look at his body. I mean, that's just not – not saying I won't say normal. I hate to use the word not normal, but it is, like, not that many people walking around with that body.
That's like how, like, a 6 foot tall guy is built at 6'5" or whatever. What is he, 6'4", 6'5"?
I want to say he's 6'4", but it's the fact that his arms touch his knees.
Yeah.
And that's just a reach that, it's not common. Even Conor McGregor, his reach isn't normal. Like, he can touch his knees too, standing up.
I saw that. That's when
if not his knees, he can touch like his bottom of his pocket. Like his reach is just not normal for his body.
Yeah, that's when he fought Cowboy, and I was like looking at the stats before the fight and everything, and Conor McGregor's 5'9", and Cowboy's 6'1".
Yeah.
And they were fighting at 185,
170.
Right? 170, I mean. So at 5'9", that 170 is just thick. And it's packed on, and then at 6'1", Cowboy's all stretched out, and they have the same reach.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, so Conor's punching power is just like exponentially higher. We saw it. That shoulder thing he did was crazy.
I do believe, and I'm a fan of Conor. I mean, I'm a fan of the fighter Conor. I cannot say I'm a fan of him outside the cage, but I'm a fan of like when he fights. But I can't honestly say that like you give him the best 170, he wins that fight. That's my opinion. No, like because both of them fought at 155 and decided, I don't want to cut weight. Let's just fight at 170. But if you get a true 170 in there, I can't. Somebody that has to cut from 190 will probably demolish Conor McGregor. That's just a big man if cutting from 190 to 170.
Yeah. What does Kamaru fight at again?
Kamaru fights at 170.
Dude, Kamaru would.
He walks around with close to 205.
Yeah. That's what I knew because he has to cut a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Dude,
he rehydrates good though.
Yeah. I think he would break Conor McGregor's face in half. I think he could.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's a beast. Dude.
Even Colby could probably, like.
Colby is.
He would definitely take him down.
That fight between Kamaru and Colby, I had, like, $200 on it. I just lost. I don't remember.
Oh, you thought Colby would get it?
He had really good odds. He had plus 175, so it was 200 to win whatever. And Colby wasn't to the point where he was like a complete asshole yet. I hadn't just like discounted him as crazy.
For me, it's just more of like, I really don't, like even when it comes to John Jones, I don't care what they do outside. What steroid thing I did. Because I was like, that's, because his brothers had been caught like previously in the NFL cheating. So that's why I was kind of like, oh, I can see how this is true. But besides that, I don't care about the drugs.
Because that's about the integrity of the game.
Yeah.
Like the integrity of fighting and like, you're going to get a leg up by like taking drugs.
Because it's different from other like Bellator, and we're going to get back to sports. I'm sorry, guys. But like Bellator and ONE and PFL, there's no, anybody can cheat because it's not in the rules that you need to, not take drugs. It's just not written. Like Bellator,
I heard,
they drug up like crazy, but the fact that it's not in the rules is still equal for everybody. Because if you didn't drug, that's you. No one told me I couldn't. But UFC, where it's like we all agree that we're going to not do something, we get tested. That's where it becomes illegal. But yeah, if the organizations like ONE where they don't get drugged, it's like it's hard to say if this person wants to take steroids.
Yeah, I heard a kid that was training for Bellator, and somebody told him, he trained with a professional, and somebody told him to do coke before Bellator fights because you don't get drug tested.
Yeah, no.
like that's just crazy. I mean,
not really. The UFC never drug test for years.
Well, no, I'm just saying, just like doing coke, like.
That part. I do not endorse people doing coke. That set my mind. I'm like, I don't know why I just like.
Nah, dude.
I don't know why coke was like steroids. Like, it's in the road. No.
I'm not like.
Would that help? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like you might like try to slip and just fall into his knee. Like I feel like it wouldn't be good.
No. You get somebody's
not
back.
Not that I know.
You get somebody's back and you just start hunching them. Like,
yeah.
It's like whoa, wait a minute.
If you got someone in a clinch though, you'd kill them.
Yeah.
You'd like squeeze their head off.
Yes. The ref just be like, I said.
I tapped 80 times.
Yeah. Like, this guy's crazy.
Your coach has to come out and rip you off.
Yes. One last thing, because I love talking to people about fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a fan of when people swing wild in MMA? Like when I swing wild, I mean it's like they've trained for 3 months to hit and not get hit. They train to do whatever their objective was, get them to the ground, whatever their mission is to go to their weakness. And out of nowhere, in the middle of the fight, they say, forget all that. We're just going to swing, and whoever gets knocked out, gets knocked out.
They just get like caught up in it, and it turns into a brawl.
Yeah, are you a fan of that?
I like it when the guys are good at striking. But like sometimes we'll see somebody that's not like.
No, I mean like just brawling. Like even if they're good at striking, they just throw all that away.
I don't know. Sometimes it gets entertaining, but then also I do like watching like the plan unfold in a good fight. Like Izzy versus Costa.
Yeah.
Because he just sat back and picked them apart. People that don't watch fighting and haven't seen different fights like don't understand how that was very surgical.
Yep.
But it was. Now then. Whatever, Asincow. Did you see? It was the same night as Sean O'Malley getting knocked out. It was before that, or maybe no. It was the same night Sean knocked out. Who's the dude with the British mustache?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Ivan. I think his name's Ivan. Something like that.
Sorry, buddy. Asincow. I can't remember who he was fighting. This guy was beating the shit out of him up until the bell, and he just dodged like this and threw a crazy right hook and knocked him right at the bell. And like that was really entertaining, I'm not gonna lie. And it was that brawl sort of just like lost control of what they were doing moment. But the fact that was just like a bar fight punch. Yeah. There was no real technique. He just did what he had to do to not get murdered in that moment.
Exactly. My favorite parts about that is like, and they cut the camera sometimes, see him sometimes, but my favorite is just seeing the coaches just be like, who the fuck taught us that? This whole 6 weeks, and this is what we're doing? I remember there was one coach, he coaches with Matt Serra. It's not Matt Serra, but I think it's like maybe the striking coach. I want to say it was striking or the rest of it, but he just literally goes like this. Like, oh, all right, this is what he's doing. I mean, they cut it from him real quick. You just see him on occasion. This is what we're doing. All right.
So I was just standing around for no reason. Yeah. All right, it's awesome. Yeah. Wasting my good time.
I want my check. Yeah. Even if he gets knocked out, I want my check.
That was the weirdest thing for me watching Colby was his coach just like breathe, doing like the hypnotist shit in the middle of it.
Yeah, some Mike Tyson type stuff.
Yeah.
I forgot Mike Tyson's coach. Oh man.
Kusumato.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a wild dude. He did a lot of research just to like figure out the mind. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't want to go on the whole thing about it.
But I give it up to him, though, because, like, every story you hear about Mike Tyson being scary, but, like, that little old guy was not scared of Mike Tyson at all. Like,
that's a testament to, like, intelligence, I guess, just, like, knowing that Mike could be turned into something great and just, like, out of fucking doing dumb shit that he was doing.
Pretty sure he had a gun on him, too. But
yeah, probably.
Like, just in case, but.
Yeah.
And just to go off the MMA in general, since the topic is sports, how do you believe that sport has influenced pop culture?
I think that MMA gives people that are more individual things a better reflection of themselves in the sport. I was thinking about this earlier because you see people that are like work in an office that are a really interconnected group of people. They like team sports. They watch soccer. They watch football. They do all of that stuff. If you do team stuff, then you usually like team sports. And I'm generalizing here, but the fighter thing is like the rock star, the rapper mentality of like, and just like that you're doing it yourself. Yeah, there's a team. Yeah. Just like your coach is like the beat producer. You know what I mean?
And everybody you train with, you know. Because I've trained in camps. I mean, I've trained in like MMA gyms and like, you know, and it does become a family where if somebody doesn't show up, you'll hit them up like, hey, what happened? Like,
yeah, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's that whole, like they have that whole network, and that's where I guess fighting's kind of like comedy, where it turns into that family. Because like when you're hitting mics with people all the time, you get really close to them and whatnot. But I don't know, the crowd isn't throwing like spinning back heels at you. Like you got to be in a rough crowd to be getting that type of energy.
Do you feel like it's influenced the fact that people now are like, okay, I should learn how to protect myself?
For sure. Okay. For sure. I mean, I probably was influenced a little bit by, I ended up getting an internship at 9 Round, the kickboxing gym over on campus. Well, yeah, I couldn't get one that was paid. And I went and did that. It was a good thing, though, because, like, I'd thought about doing something like it, but, you know, just sitting around fucking being lazy and whatnot. I didn't. And then going and doing it, I got really into it because I would get in there at, like, 6 in the morning. And one girl who's SLED, which is, like, the undercover cop shit here for anybody not from South Carolina, she would come in at 7 a.m., but from 6 till like 9, there was pretty much no one. So between waking up and like, I would just be able to work out for like 2 hours. So I would get really good time of like actually getting my shit down and having reps in and whatnot. So I picked it up a little bit fast. I would never like fight somebody, but I do feel much more confident in myself, just like knowing a little bit. At least if I throw a punch, I'm going to do it right. I'm not just going to like haymaker and like try and throw it overhead and then get my shit split. But
what I love the most is like when you see somebody, let's say you see somebody, 2 guys fighting in the street, 2 women fighting in the street, when you know how to fight and you see someone throw a strike, and you be like, oh yeah, they know how to throw.
Yeah,
like they know how to throw. Like, you know, like,
yeah. Oh my god, dude, I almost feel bad telling this story, but it was kind of crazy. This guy, downtown in Columbia, and we're all out drinking, having a good time, blah 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 blah. And we see this guy getting in the fight with this bouncer. He's like ripping his shirt off, clearly looking like a Jersey type kid. And he's like, "Oh yeah, really? I'll fuck your girlfriend," just like yelling at the bouncer, like ignorant shit. And the bouncer is like being held back by 2 of the other bouncers because like, he's trying to rip this kid's face off, dude. And he's just being mad aggressive and just like doing shit. And then he walks down the street like 20 feet, gets into a scuffle with a kid, and like runs away. And then I end up at a bar down the street, and he starts a fight in that bar. And my buddy is a bouncer there. And now my buddy played running back in high school, like strong as shit, quick as fuck. I thought that he handed me his glasses, and I thought that he was about to split this man. Dude, my guy walks in, tries to like, he like feints a jab and tries to throw in. Dude drops like ass and cow just down low and comes up and bonsais him right in the eye. Like gave him a black eye with 1 punch and just dipped. And you could just tell that like, yeah, that kid was an asshole, but he had been in a lot of fights before. And he was like, you look big and strong and fast. That's cute. And then just hit him with the magic. You know what I mean? Like Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder.
It's smart that kid knew how to dip too.
Yeah.
He knew smart. Because that's one thing. Like,
if my cat got him on the ground, if it was turned into wrestling, over.
Yes, because I wrestled in high school. And like I said, I took jiu-jitsu as I got older. And, so I'm comfortable. But even I know it's like weight makes way, like people got mad at, do you know actor Michael J. White is?
I think so.
He played Mike Tyson in the biography.
Okay. Yeah.
People got mad at him like a year and a half ago. But it's hard not to go with him. Like, he would beat Bruce Lee. He's like 205. Like,
dude, what? Yeah.
And like,
that's what,
and MMA is coming, don't get me wrong, Bruce can beat most people nowadays.
For sure.
But like, MMA's come a long way. Somebody that knows how to fight. More than likely,
Stipe Miocic would put him in a coffin.
Yeah.
Like, he's just big.
Yeah.
You're just not going to win.
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say Bruce doesn't have a chance. Like I give him a mad hard 10%, but like that rest of that 90 is Michael J. White. Like
yeah.
Like,
That's what people got mad.
Michael J. White, so not J. Michael
Gotcha.
J. Yeah.
People got mad. You seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yes.
People got mad at that scene.
Bro, when his daughter came out, I'm sorry, when Bruce Lee's daughter came out, that's when it was kind of like, all right, man, maybe we should cut it. Because everybody else, I didn't care. But when his daughter came out, I was like, oh, you know.
What did his daughter say?
He was like, this is disrespectful. My father was never an asshole. It wasn't about him getting beat up. That was It was about him being portrayed as an asshole. It was just like, no. And like, I think she came out later. It was just like, I think people treated him more like an asshole than the other way around. Which in that time in Hollywood, I can see that. For
sure. They probably just don't understand him. He's out there like meditating, and they're like, what are you, not drinking cigarettes? And drinking cigarettes and smoking coffee? Come on.
No, it's more of the...
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was more that war. It just ended.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So.
But that scene, like, I just view that scene as purely comical. I know that Bruce Lee wasn't an asshole. No. Like, and if you think that from watching that movie, like, how stupid are you? In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I hope nobody young watches it and thinks that. That's the only problem you have is somebody like super young.
Because I watched, like, Fist of Fury, Enter the Dragon, and all that shit already when I was a kid. So it was like, I know who Bruce Lee is a little bit. Not like my dad's 70. He really knows who Bruce Lee is.
Yeah, exactly.
So when he saw that scene, he was laughing his ass off, which was great. It was actually better watching that movie with my parents. We weren't even supposed to talk about this movie than with any of my friends because they knew all of the information. They knew all the Manson family members and everything. And like all the references hit. And I'm their child, so like I get it. But my friends are like, "What's Spawn Ranch?" And I'm like, "Fucking Christ."
So to get back to the topic of sports, we just discussed timelines. Do you believe? Because honestly, I don't know who wore leather football. I don't know when basketball was really short shorts. I don't know who played. Mm-hmm. Do you believe that with time comes legends die?
Yeah, because who gives a fuck about Bill Russell anymore?
Who's that?
He played basketball for the Celtics. He won like 8 rings or something crazy. Like,
oh, yes.
Like big center. Yeah. And I mean, he was probably a beast in his own right, but like you put him up against Shaq when he was on the Magic and Shaq would dunk on him probably.
Yeah. You introduced the 3-point line and maybe his game isn't as good.
Yeah, a lot of people. I think the only one who could make that crossover really is Oscar Robinson, but that's just because he was a ball handler and a distributor. But then also Jerry West probably. I mean, the man's the logo for a reason.
True.
A lot of people say that they should change it to Jordan, but like, dude, you can't give him that much branding power. No. He's still alive. Don't do that.
Yeah, he's rich enough. What sport, in your opinion, has done the least for pop culture? And it's a biased answer, I know, but like I would love to hear. I mean, biased question. I'm sorry.
The least for pop culture. I'll say one of the sports that has gone the least forward is soccer. If you watch European soccer matches, they're still racist as shit over there.
Yeah, very much.
They're throwing bananas at players and shit.
They are racist,
It's like, and that's just one. But it also has, it brings the world together, though, at the same time with the World Cup. Like, the U.S. usually doesn't give a fuck about what's happening in Germany. But then when we're playing Germany, somehow it just, like, feels like we're all a little bit more connected. You realize it. You're like, oh, there's people in fucking Berlin watching this game. Like, I don't know. But
watching our girls whoop ass.
Yeah. Oh, my God. If it's girls soccer, then, like, it doesn't matter who we're playing. We're the best.
Yeah.
But that's because, and I've said this many times before, our best athletes don't play soccer. If you had LeBron James in the cage, who the fuck's scoring? Like, you know what I mean? He's 6'9" and can jump out the gym, and he's fast as shit. He plays basketball, so he's clearly got lateral speed. You know what I mean? Dude, he would be the best goalie in soccer. It would be impossible to score on him. And then you have somebody like Russell Westbrook or even like a running back from football. Like, they're just... Our best athletes don't play soccer, which is why... I don't know. But the least for pop culture... Fuck, man, the only sport I played, lacrosse. What has it done besides, like, proliferate white assholes?
I actually enjoy watching. I've never played, but I can tell you one thing. I do enjoy watching. Like I truly, when people are like, "It's not a sport," I'm like, "No, it's a sport." Like
what?
Lacrosse.
Yeah,
it is a sport.
Oh hell
it's
yeah!
It's not popular. I wish it was more popular, but it is a sport. I haven't played. That's one sport I haven't played yet. But like, it is definitely a sport. It's not easy.
No, not at all. I was not the best at it by any means. I got cut from JV my freshman year of high school because like. Whatever.
Side hitter, man.
Nah, it was all right. I was okay at lacrosse, but like I tried way harder in comedy than I ever did in lacrosse.
Okay.
I'll put that simply. And probably rightfully so. Probably should have tried harder in lacrosse, but like my one coach always told me shoulda, coulda, woulda. Never say 'em. But
when it comes to sports, who's more important in your opinion, the players or the companies? Or the brand, whichever way you want to word it.
Like a Jordan or a Ravens. You get what I'm saying? Like which company? Like the team or
overall? Like when you think of sports, what's the first thing to come to your mind? The sport or the player?
When it's football, I think about the Ravens. Even though Lamar Jackson is that dude. I still love like J.K. Dobbins and all that, so I think of the Ravens. But that's also because that's the one team that I align the closest with. I would love to have Wizard games that were worth it to watch, but like I don't.
Some cheap tickets though.
Yeah, I actually saw my brother got me tickets when Aldridge was still on the Trailblazers and. I don't know. It was a good game. John Wall was still playing well, and like the locker room didn't hate him. Yeah, that's all fun. I don't know. I would say the players though, probably just like in everybody's mind because of the Twitter stuff. Everybody knows Juju Smith-Schuster now.
Yeah,
because of what he did. Also, I want to comment on this. He made this video, and SportsCenter needs to stop doing this.
Okay.
SportsCenter needs to stop doing this so hard. They post old clips throughout all of this pandemic. They've been posting clips from before and all content curated before the pandemic and just recycling old shit the whole time. I swear I've seen the same LeBron and Kobe highlights 8 different times for both of them. Like, it's just kind of ridiculous. But they have this one where Juju goes back to school. And it's kind of funny, but he just like is in his full getup and then goes and sits down in a class and he like starts answering questions. And then goes up in front of the class and like says this little spiel and like a couple people kind of laugh, but like
oh, so it's like real. It's not a skit.
Yeah, well like there's a cameraman, but like it's like real and he's like bombing in front of these students. It's ridiculous. And
they should have made it a skit where people like have to do an awkward laugh.
You could tell by how much they chopped it up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like if they're chopping you're clearly getting no laughs at any fucking thing you're saying.
Yeah.
Like you're doing all these weird things and you're getting like a couple chuckles. Like, bro, you're a TikTok star. You should be funnier than that. And I'm a Ravens fan, so I will take shots at Juju all day. I mean, fuck it, but like.
I feel you. Anything else you'd like to say about sports and how it's influenced pop culture?
A lot of people wouldn't be who they are without sports. So a lot of pop culture wouldn't even have a place without the mentality. Like, when I think of some of the first times I was introduced to like really heavy, hard music, like either like whether it be like wild ass rap or like wild ass like metal guitar, it's like getting ready for a sports game. You know what I mean? That's like just like shit like that. Like it spreads culture and like a culture in a locker room or like between MMA fighters and whatnot. Like the music that you guys warm up to in the gym is part of pop culture almost, if that makes sense.
Nice.
Because like, and then that music is created for that vibe too. And they feed off of each other. Without the people that are like going for like 10-mile runs, like there's no need for someone as amped up as 6ix9ine. Not that I like 6ix9ine, but you know what I mean? Someone that's just like crazy energy. And there's a lot of people, I listen to a lot of dubstep and whatnot too. Like, I don't know. The people influence the culture more than the culture influences the people.
Exactly. I agree with that statement 100%. Is there anything you'd like to say to your fans?
My name on Instagram is Matt Pennington, MattPenning, numbers 10. And it's like the last name of Chad Pennington, the Dolphins quarterback. I usually make a shitty joke about that, especially when I'm in Miami. And it's gotten me a free drink or two. So, I don't know. The lesson here is to just lie sometimes. And you'll get farther in life. Trust me.
Okay. Man, thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. And you guys have an amazing day.